So then I should point out another major resource that comes directly from the rocks is obsidian. Obsidian is volcanic glass, and it breaks in a very sharp fashion, and people have used it for literally thousands of years as a cutting tool, and some surgeons use it to this day, because when obsidian breaks, it breaks down to a single atom. You cannot sharpen a knife, a blade, that sharply. So if you make a cut with an obsidian, the wound heals very efficiently. And this is why some surgeons prefer obsidian as a tool to this day. So here's some examples, obsidian from Turkey, and this is actually tools from the 5th millennium BC, so it's 7,000 years old, and then also the Mayas used it, for example, but also other cultures, the Maori in New Zealand, on Hawaii, etc. And I just came across this very recently. This is the oldest recorded mirror that we have. It's actually volcanic obsidian that was polished, and it's dating to about 8,000 years before present. So, but then we also use pumice, for example, pumice stone as abrasion material. We use it in industry, and we abrade all sorts of surfaces with that. And it's a very highly porous volcanic glass, and it produces very sharp little edges when you break it, and that's very good for abrading material. And you can abrade industrial products, but you can also abrade, well, other parts. Exfoliation of your skin is very popular, and many of these products actually contain pumice stone. And maybe it's a little small to see, but if you focus in here, down here, it says volcanic pumice stone. And this one here as well, with pumice foot scrub. So you get all these products. So actually, if you use any of those, you're touching volcano. Well, literally, with your skin. And if you're using whitening toothpaste, there's a fair chance there's pumice in there as well. It's used to actually abrade the outer surface of your teeth, and therefore it removes all the coffee stain and tea stains and things like that. When I was young, there was a new fashion coming up, and it was prior to that, all the blue jeans were really dark blue, but when I was young, Stonewashed jeans would come up. And well, now I look back and I think, what a silly concept to ruin your jeans before you actually wear them. But well, it was really cool back then, and I never quite understood the concept until I looked into that. Stonewashed means they are tumbled together with pumice stone, and that's what's taking out the color and actually abrades them in certain places. So stonewashed jeans, I've also seen Volcano at some point. White gold. You're probably all familiar with the concept of white gold. The Chinese were really good at producing porcelain china, but the Europeans were a little slow there. It took them many hundred years to actually get the recipe right. But white gold is made of 3 minerals: feldspar, quartz, and clay minerals. And they usually form in weathered volcanic rock. You need granite type rock. This is a rock that forms under the volcano. So these ingredients, they come from volcanoes as well. And it's been a huge revolution to use porcelain, because imagine you eat from wooden plates. Well, it's not so hygienic after the 3rd use. And if you use porcelain, you can wash it off, and nothing sticks to it. And of course, also in medical application, this has revolutionized the way we live, and actually is partly responsible for our population growing so rapidly at the moment. So, but here, another important thing, you can use it for good or bad, of course, as so often, and that is dynamite. It's made of gunpowder, and it uses charcoal, potassium nitrate, and sulfur. And sulfur traditionally came from volcanoes. Nowadays, we use sulfur that is produced as a byproduct from petroleum refineries. So when we go off fossil fuels, then actually we will have another problem resulting from that is we have too little sulfur. We might need to go back to mine volcanic sulfur, in fact. And sulfur has been mined in many places. The peak of Teide volcano was mined in the Spanish Civil War for sulfur, because gunpowder was needed. But of course, being from Sweden, Mr. Nobel, he introduced the concept of dynamite to do good things, but, well, it didn't quite work so well because obviously people use it for all sorts of applications. Another aspect of sulfur is it's used as skincare products. Particularly in Asia, it's very popular because it's clearing your skin. And many of the spas close to volcanoes that promise that they have healing waters, it actually comes from high sulfur content.